Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Amia. In this episode, we're going to look at AWS Cloud Economics and how it's different from traditional data centers. With AWS, you only pay for the services you use, without requiring long-term contracts or complex licensing. You can cancel most AWS services anytime without any cancellation fee. Here are 3 AWS pricing principles. AWS offers you pay-as-you-go, save when you reserve, pay less by using more. With the pay-as-you-go model, you can adapt your business depending on need and not on forecasts, reducing the risk of overpositioning or missing capacity. For certain services like Amazon EC2 and Amazon RDS, you can reserve capacity. With reserved instances, you can save up to 75% compared to on-demand capacity. When you buy reserved instances, the more upfront you pay, the greater the discount you get. You can get volume-based discounts. For example, services like S3 offer tiered pricing. The more you use, the less you pay per gigabyte. CapEx stands for capital expenditures. They are fixed upfront costs in order to create long-term benefits in the future. CapEx are usually costs for fixed assets, such as land, building, equipment costs. For example, for a coffee shop, the costs of the coffee machine, furniture, and renovation are the CapEx. For a data center, expenditures on physical servers and locations are CapEx. OpEx stands for operating expenses. They're variable costs to run day-to-day business in order to generate profits. OpEx are the costs like rents, staff salaries, costs of equipment renting. OpEx allows you to significantly reduce upfront risks. Use the coffee shop analogy. If you only want to drink coffee, you don't need to buy a coffee shop. You have better cash flow for things that create high value in return. OpEx give you more transparency and financial control over earning and spending. If you look at the chart on the right, with traditional data centers, the total cost of ownership includes both CapEx and OpEx. You need to pay both CapEx for hardware, software licensing, and physical facility, as well as OpEx for IT experts who maintain these hardware, cost of recovery for hardware failure, rents for the facility. With the cloud approach, you only have OpEx and nearly zero fixed costs. The OpEx increase only as your business expands. With AWS, you can also leverage tiered pricing for cost reduction when you have a significant increase in resource consumption. Most companies benefit from great cost savings after migrating to the cloud. However, the value of cloud extends beyond the total cost of ownership reduction. AWS Cloud Value Framework helps customers understand the business value of moving to and building on AWS in 4 dimensions: cost savings, staff productivity, operational resilience, business agility. AWS helps organizations reduce the total cost of ownership, TCO. Organizations can reduce IT costs associated with owning and managing infrastructure. With cloud, there is no minimum upfront cost. There is no more CapEx and OpEx on running data centers. Organizations can further optimize cloud costs by tracking AWS resources with tagging and using tools like AWS Cost Explorer and AWS Trusted Advisor to identify opportunities, to improve utilization, and reduce operating expenses. AWS helps organizations increase staff productivity by minimizing non-value-added workloads. In the data center world, employees spend a lot of time doing work that doesn't differentiate the business. For example, a significant proportion of staff might have been dedicated to procuring, setting up, and maintaining physical servers. With AWS, organizations can move away from the day-to-day operational headaches associated with managing IT infrastructure. IT expertise can be put to better use doing strategic and differentiating works, such as developing new features and improve user experience. AWS also initiates modern software engineering approaches to increase staff productivity, such as continuous integration, continuous deployment, microservices architecture, automated testing, and blue-green deployments. They can significantly reduce the time to market for new products and features. AWS helps increase operational resilience. Unplanned outages due to security breaches, hardware failures, software glitches, or human error can be very expensive. According to an IDC study, the average annual costs of downtime for Fortune 1000 companies are at $1 billion to $2.5 billion per year. A critical application failure can cost $500,000 to $1 million per hour. AWS can help increase operational resilience and avoid these high-cost IT disruptions. AWS provides a highly resilient infrastructure to protect against hardware failures, natural disasters, and power outages. Each availability zone is redundantly connected to multiple Tier 1 network providers. Every compute instance is served by 2 independent power sources, each with utility, UPS, and backup generator power. AWS provides mechanisms for reducing the likelihood of software issues that could cause outages. From an operations perspective, AWS enables organizations to automate repetitive human tasks with tools such as CloudFormation and Service Catalog for the highly repeatable deployment of configurations. AWS supports high levels of security and protects against ever-evolving threats. AWS continuously applies best-of-breed protections to the global infrastructure. Automation and tools can help to mitigate security risks such as DDoS attacks. Organizations can securely control access to resources. With more than 30 certifications and accreditations, AWS provides a foundation for building compliance-ready applications and services. AWS helps increase business agility. The traditional IT model places constraints on innovation. If you want to develop a new application, you need to provision resources. This requires additional time and money, slows down the time to market, and cuts into innovation budgets. With the cloud, developers can instantly provision resources, begin writing code, and deploy applications. You don't need to wait for a large budget to deploy a full infrastructure just to try something new. AWS helps reduce time to market significantly. The risk of trying new things is greatly reduced. You can rapidly try new ideas and deploy to production and test the market. You can simply shut the resources if you fail and try new ideas with new resources. You can easily scale up resources when you have large demand. The cost of failure is significantly reduced in the cloud. With AWS, organizations can fail often and fail small, ultimately innovate fast. While pricing models vary across AWS services, there are some key principles and best practices of cost optimization that are broadly applicable. You need to understand the fundamentals of AWS pricing. AWS charge you based on compute, storage, and outbound data transfer. As you move to the cloud, pricing is closely tied to the efficient use of resources. It's never too early to start planning and optimizing your costs. AWS provides tools to track resources and allow you to build an optimization strategy as early as possible. You can keep cost efficient on AWS by maximizing flexibility. One of the key advantages of cloud-based resources is that you don't pay for them when they're not running. You can turn off instances you don't use and quickly scale out when you need them. AWS offers different pricing models for the same services. You can choose the right pricing model based on the time and capacity required of your workload. For example, for EC2 you can choose from on-demand instances, spot instances, and reserved instances. There are 3 fundamental drivers of cost on AWS. They are compute capacity, storage, and outbound data transfer. Each region may have different prices for the same AWS services. Because each region can have different local operational costs and taxes. For on-demand compute resources, you pay hourly from the time you launch a resource until the time you terminate it. For data storage and data transfer, you typically pay per gigabyte rate. The outbound data transfer is aggregated across services, such as EC2, S3, RDS, then charged at the outbound data transfer rate. Outbound data transfer means data is transferred out of AWS to the internet, or transferred outside an AWS region. In most cases, there is no charge for inbound data transfer or for data transfer between other AWS services within the same region. So as guiding principles, you pay for compute resources by hours, you pay for storage and data transfer based on per gigabyte rate. In this episode, we've learned AWS Cloud Economics and Pricing Principles. With AWS Cloud, you can pay as you go, save when you reserve, pay less by using more. You should understand CapEx versus OpEx, how you can use the OpEx model to minimize the upfront cost. You can use AWS Cloud Value Framework to extend the value of your business in the cloud beyond TCO reduction. You can increase the value in 4 dimensions: cost savings for TCO, staff productivity, operational resilience, and business agility. There are 3 fundamental drivers of costs on AWS. They are compute capacity, storage, and outbound data transfer. Okay, that's all for AWS Cloud Economics. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed watching this episode. If you liked the video, please help us and hit the like button. If you want to watch more tutorials, please subscribe to the Cloudemy TV channel. Make sure to turn on the notification and stay tuned. At Cloudemy, we're passionate about cloud and AI technology. Please share your feedback and thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to let us know what topics you'd like to watch. Happy watching and happy learning.